Now, before you proceed further with that thought lingering in your mind, let me clarify something crucial. You might be thinking that walking away, not fighting for attention, feels like accepting defeat. You might wonder, what if I stop chasing them? What if they completely forget about me? But let's get one thing straight. When it comes to Stoicism, it's not just about walking away. It's about focusing entirely on you, your health, your growth, your inner peace. Only you. Stoicism teaches us that true power comes from within, from nurturing and strengthening ourselves without relying on external validation. So whenever you decide to walk away, remember folks, it's not just about the act of stepping back. It's about taking several steps forward in your own life. You have to work on yourself, invest in your well-being, and cultivate your mind. This is your precious time when you're alone, and it's an opportunity to focus on what truly matters, yourself. And that is why I said earlier, if you can't take action, this video will not move the needle for you. And when you start working on yourself, it will naturally move your relationship needle. And another question you might have, what if they forget about you? Well, the real question is, are you willing to forget yourself in the pursuit of someone else's attention? Remember, their reaction is beyond your control. But what you do with your time, your energy, and your life is entirely up to you. This journey isn't entirely about them. It's about you reclaiming your power, your peace, and your purpose. When you start working on yourself, you naturally become more attractive. And this time, when they find out about the new you, they start chasing you. And that's what I said at the start. We're on a ride to flip the script. If you have any lingering questions that are stopping you from taking the right action, drop them in the comments. I'm here to help you navigate this path. Now, let's move on to an affirmation that will strengthen your resolve. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and affirm, I am worthy of attention. Done. Now go ahead and drop it in the comments. This will let me know that you're following along, that I'm not just talking to the wind, but to someone who's truly committed to embracing their worth and making a powerful change in their life. So, now the next concern is, what actions will you have to take to flip the script? As we discussed, the first thing is to never bend over, never chase their attention. But what comes next? Well, friends, I'm going to provide you with a 7-step recipe that you can use to transform yourself. A blueprint for becoming the kind of person who naturally draws others in without even trying. And folks, these are my personally tested steps, tried and refined through my own journey, and I can tell you, they work. If you're serious about flipping the script and transforming your life, these steps will guide you through that process. So, let's dive into this 7-step recipe that will help you reclaim your power and start living a life where you don't have to chase anyone's attention. They'll be coming to you. Number 1, prioritize physical health. So folks, let us discuss the first and perhaps one of the most crucial steps in our journey, prioritizing physical health. Now, what you might be expecting is advice on having a good style, wearing the right clothes, looking sharp, and other grooming tips. And sure, these are significant factors, and you should absolutely work on them. But here's the thing, I'm not here to teach you what you already know. Let's dig deeper into what I really mean by prioritizing physical health and why it's so vital, especially when we're talking about not fighting for anyone's attention, whether that be reigniting a flame, attracting someone new, or making an ex realize what they've lost. When I say prioritize physical health, I'm talking about something far more foundational than just looking good in the mirror. Physical health is the bedrock of everything you do in life. It's about feeling good from the inside out, having the energy to chase your dreams and the stamina to live your life with passion and purpose. Let's be real. No one wants to be in a relationship where they're constantly worrying about their partner's health, or where one person is always tired, sluggish, or out of shape. That's just not attractive, no matter how great your outfit is. Imagine this. You're in a relationship that's been going strong for a few years, but lately, the fire isn't what it used to be. Maybe you've both gotten a bit too comfortable and the spark is fading. You might think that dressing up or planning a fancy date night will do the trick, but the real magic happens when you both feel energized and alive, ready to truly enjoy each other's company. Prioritizing your physical health means you're showing up for yourself and for your partner, bringing back that excitement and energy that first brought you together. Now, let's talk about attracting someone new. A year ago, I had my eye on a colleague, but I was feeling pretty low. My energy levels were down, and I wasn't in the best shape. But something clicked when I realized that if I wanted to catch their attention, it wasn't about trying too hard. It was about becoming the best version of myself. And that's when the universe hit me up with Stoicism, a philosophy that completely changed how I viewed myself and the world around me. Stoicism taught me that real power and attraction come from cultivating a strong sense of self-worth, grounded in the knowledge that I am enough, just as I am. I began exercising regularly, not just to look good, but to feel good. I changed my diet, started getting more sleep, and noticed a change, not just in how I looked, but in how I carried myself. I wasn't chasing attention anymore. I was attracting it naturally. When you're physically healthy, you radiate confidence, and confidence is magnetic. Whether it's your colleague, someone new, or even an ex who you want to realize what they've lost, your physical vitality speaks volumes without you having to say a word. And about that ex scenario, if you've just come out of a relationship and part of you wants your ex to see what they're missing out on, I get it. But instead of obsessing over them, focus that energy inward. Start working on your physical health, not to win them back, but to rebuild yourself. When you do that, you're not just attracting them, you're attracting a whole new world of possibilities. If your ex sees you thriving, that's just a bonus. The real win is that you're feeling great, looking great, and living your best life. Let's get back to Stoicism. The Stoics believed in the importance of taking care of the body as a vessel for the mind and soul. Epictetus once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This doesn't just mean mastering your emotions or thoughts. It also means mastering your body. When you neglect your physical health, you're not fully in control of yourself, and that lack of control can lead to a lack of confidence, making you feel like you need to seek validation from others. But when you prioritize your physical health, you're telling yourself and the world that you respect yourself enough to take care of your most valuable asset, your body. And when you respect yourself, others naturally follow suit. So, how did I put this into practice? First, I started exercising regularly. This wasn't just about hitting the gym to build muscle or lose weight. It was about finding a form of physical activity that I enjoyed and could stick to. For me, it was a mix of weightlifting and yoga. This combination not only improved my strength and flexibility, but also helped me feel more centered and grounded. When you make exercise a regular part of your life, you not only improve your physical health, but you also boost your mental health, releasing endorphins that make you feel good. Eating a balanced diet was another game changer. It was about balance, incorporating more fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains into my meals. I noticed a huge difference in my energy levels and overall well-being. Sleep was something I used to take for granted, but prioritizing sleep made a world of difference. You can't underestimate the importance of a good night's sleep. Trust me, when you're well rested, everything else in life becomes easier, and you'll naturally exude a more attractive energy. When you make your physical health a priority, you're not just investing in yourself, you're investing in your future. You're setting yourself up to live a long, healthy, and fulfilling life. And here's the kicker. When you're healthy and full of energy, you naturally attract people who are also living their best lives. You don't have to fight for their attention because they're naturally drawn to the energy and vitality you exude. Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic emperor, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote is often applied to mental resilience, but it also rings true for physical health. You have control over your body, what you put into it, how you take care of it, and the energy you bring to the world. By embracing this control, you not only become more attractive to others, but more importantly, you become more attractive to yourself. So, as we wrap up this first step, I want you to remember that prioritizing your physical health is a form of self-respect. It's about saying, I deserve to feel good, to look good, and to live a life full of energy and vitality. This is not about demanding someone else's attention. It's about recognizing that you are worthy of living your best life. So, let's affirm this together. I am worthy of attention. Say it with conviction, because when you believe in your worth, everything else falls into place. And when you prioritize your physical health, you're not just becoming more attractive to others, you're becoming more attractive to yourself. Now, before we move towards the next step, if you have any questions about what we've covered so far, maybe a thought, a different perspective, or even a personal experience you'd like to share, please go ahead and share it in the comments. Take charge by helping others with your insights. And folks, if you have nothing else to say, go ahead and drop our affirmation in the comments if you haven't already. Simply write, I am worthy of attention, and inspire others on their journey. And, my friends, I know the first step was a bit lengthy, but believe me, it was the most important one to address in detail. The next steps aren't as long, but they're still packed with crucial insights and parts of my personal journey that you need to know. So please don't let your efforts up to this point drift away by getting distracted. Today is the day we're going to make real change, and it all starts with staying focused and committed to the process. Number 2. Surround yourself with inspiring people. You've probably heard the saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. There's a lot of truth in that. The people around you have a massive influence on your mindset, your habits, and ultimately, your success in life, including your relationships. Think about it. If you're surrounded by people who are constantly negative, who complain about their lives but do nothing to change them, or who bring you down, it's going to be much harder for you to stay motivated and focused on your own growth. On the other hand, when you're around people who are driven, positive, and striving to better themselves, that energy is contagious. You start to absorb their mindset, their drive, and their habits, which pushes you to elevate yourself to the next level. Now, let's put this in the context of relationships. Whether you're trying to attract someone new, reignite a spark, or even make an ex realize what they've lost, the company you keep plays a crucial role. When you surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you to be your best, you naturally become more attractive, not just to others, but to yourself. You become the kind of person who isn't just content with mediocrity, but is constantly pushing to be better, to grow, and to achieve more. That kind of mindset is incredibly appealing to others. Imagine this. You're at a social gathering, and you're with a group of friends who are all high achievers, people who are passionate about their goals and are always encouraging each other to do better. When you're in that environment, you're more likely to engage in stimulating conversations, share exciting ideas, and present yourself with confidence. Contrast that with being in a group where the conversation is always about complaining, gossiping, or just wasting time. Which version of you do you think is more attractive? The answer is clear. Personally, I've experienced this shift myself. There was a time when I wasn't very selective about who I spent my time with, and it reflected in my own mindset and actions. But once I started surrounding myself with people who were ambitious, who had a positive outlook on life, and who were constantly working on themselves, I noticed a significant change in my own life. I became more motivated, more disciplined, and more focused on my goals. And the best part? It wasn't just me who noticed the change. Others did too. People are drawn to those who are passionate about life and who are always striving to improve. But it's not just about being around successful people. It's about being around people who inspire you to be your best self. Find those who uplift you, who support your growth, and who challenge you to think bigger. These are the people who will help you stay on track, who will push you when you're feeling down, and who will celebrate your successes with genuine happiness. And as you grow and improve, you'll naturally become more attractive to the people around you, whether it's someone new, a partner, or even an ex. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." This wisdom is timeless. By surrounding yourself with inspiring people, you're not just improving your chances of success, you're improving your entire life. So, let's affirm this together. I choose to surround myself with people who inspire me. Say it with conviction, because when you do, you're setting the stage for a life filled with positivity, growth, and endless possibilities. Number 3, become socially strong. This might sound like a call to be more outgoing or the center of attention, but that's not what I mean. Becoming socially strong is about cultivating meaningful connections, developing the resilience to navigate relationships effectively, and creating an environment where people are naturally drawn to you. Let me take you back to my own experience. About a year ago, I found myself interested in a colleague. At that time, I wasn't exactly the most socially confident person. I often found myself overthinking interactions and worrying about how I was perceived. But I realized that if I wanted to genuinely connect with this person, I needed to focus on becoming socially strong. That didn't mean trying to impress them or forcing conversations. It meant being present, listening, and engaging in meaningful ways. Instead of trying to be something I wasn't, I started to focus on building authentic connections, and that's when things began to shift. My colleague noticed the change, not because I was louder or more outgoing, but because I was genuinely interested in our conversations and confident in my approach. Now, think about your own relationships. Maybe you're trying to reignite the spark with a partner. Instead of anxiously seeking their attention, imagine approaching them with a calm and grounded presence. You're not desperate for validation. Instead, you're focused on truly connecting with them. You listen actively, engage in thoughtful conversation, and make them feel heard and understood. This shift can reignite the relationship because you're not just seeking their attention. You're offering them something deeper and more meaningful, or perhaps you're interested in someone new. The key here is to build a genuine connection. Instead of worrying about how you're being perceived or trying to impress them with grand gestures, focus on being present and authentic. Engage in conversations that matter, listen to what they have to say, and respond thoughtfully. This approach naturally attracts people because it's real and sincere, qualities that are incredibly attractive. And then there's the situation with an ex. Maybe you want them to realize what they've lost. Instead of chasing after them or trying to prove your worth, focus on becoming socially strong. Engage in meaningful interactions with others, be present, and show that your social life is thriving. Your ex will start to notice that you're not just surviving without them, you're thriving. This realization can often lead them to reconsider their decision, not because you're pushing for it, but because they see the strength and resilience you've developed. Becoming socially strong is about resilience in your interactions. It's about understanding that not every conversation needs to be perfect, and not everyone needs to be won over. What matters is how you carry yourself in these interactions and how you connect with others authentically. When you're socially strong, you don't fight for attention. You naturally attract it by being genuinely interested in others and fully present in the moment. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This is the essence of being socially strong, focusing more on listening, understanding, and connecting rather than just speaking. When you listen more and speak with purpose, you create connections that are deeper and more meaningful, which naturally draws people toward you. True strength in social interactions comes from being authentic, engaged, and resilient, qualities that naturally make you more attractive to others. So let's affirm this together. I am worthy of attention. Say it with conviction and carry that belief into your social interactions. When you understand your worth, others will too. Number 4, confidence. Make you a magnet. Confidence isn't just about standing tall or speaking boldly. It's about knowing your worth and carrying that self-assurance into every interaction. When you truly believe in yourself, others can't help but be drawn to you. Let me share a bit of my journey. There was a time when I struggled with confidence, especially in social situations. I'd often second-guess myself, worried about saying the wrong thing or not being good enough. But as I started working on my physical health and becoming socially strong, something amazing happened. My confidence began to grow. It wasn't about being the loudest person in the room. It was about being comfortable in my own skin and trusting in my abilities. This shift made me realize that when you exude confidence, you don't have to chase after people. They naturally gravitate toward you. Think about it in a relationship context. When you're confident, you're not constantly seeking validation from your partner. Instead, you bring a sense of security and self-assurance into the relationship. This makes you more attractive because confidence is magnetic. It shows that you're someone who knows their value and isn't afraid to stand by it. And if you're trying to attract someone new or even make an ex realize what they've lost, confidence is key. When you walk into a room with your head held high, knowing that you're worthy of attention, others will notice. You won't need to fight for their attention because your confidence will naturally draw them in. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." Confidence is about recognizing that you already have everything you need within you. When you embrace this truth, you become a magnet for the right people and opportunities. So, let's affirm this together. I am worthy of attention. Believe in your value and watch how confidence transforms your relationships and draws others to you. Number 5, have an ambition. Ambition isn't just about setting goals or chasing success. It's about having a clear sense of purpose that drives you forward in life. When you have ambition, you're not just coasting through life. You're actively pursuing something that matters to you, and that's incredibly attractive. This was something I found particularly attractive in the colleague I was drawn to a year ago. They had this incredible drive, a clear sense of direction in their life, and it was magnetic. It wasn't just about their career goals, it was the passion they brought to everything they did. Seeing someone so committed to their personal growth and their ambitions made me realize how powerful it is to have that kind of focus and determination. In relationships, ambition plays a crucial role. Whether you're in a long-term relationship, dating someone new, or even hoping to make an ex realize your worth, having an ambition shows that you're not stagnant. It tells your partner or potential partner that you're someone who's always growing, evolving, and striving for more. This creates a sense of excitement and inspiration, which naturally strengthens the connection. Ambition isn't about chasing material success or accolades. It's about setting meaningful goals that align with your values and passions. When you're driven by something greater, you become more confident, resilient, and focused, qualities that naturally attract others to you. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This quote beautifully captures the essence of ambition. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities to grow and push forward. So, set your sights on something meaningful and watch how your ambition not only transforms your life, but also attracts others who share your vision. Number 6. Master your emotions. Mastering your emotions is one of the most powerful things you can do, not just for yourself, but for your relationships as well. When you have control over your emotions, you're not easily swayed by external circumstances or the actions of others. This emotional stability makes you resilient, grounded, and highly attractive to those around you. I've learned this firsthand in my own journey. There was a time when I'd let my emotions run wild, whether it was getting too attached too quickly or reacting impulsively in challenging situations. But over time, I realized that this lack of emotional control was not only affecting my well-being, but also the way others perceived me. Once I started working on mastering my emotions, everything began to change. I became more centered, more patient, and less reactive, which naturally made my interactions with others smoother and more meaningful. In relationships, mastering your emotions is crucial. Imagine you're in a situation where your partner does something that would normally trigger a strong reaction. Instead of responding with anger or frustration, you take a moment to breathe, assess the situation, and respond thoughtfully. This not only prevents unnecessary conflict, but also shows your partner that you're in control and mature enough to handle difficult situations with grace. Or consider a scenario where you're dating someone new. Instead of letting anxiety or excitement cloud your judgment, you stay calm and composed, allowing the relationship to develop naturally without forcing it or getting overwhelmed. This kind of emotional mastery is incredibly attractive because it demonstrates confidence, self-awareness, and maturity. The Stoics believed deeply in this principle. As Seneca said, "A man's as miserable as he thinks he is." This quote reminds us that our emotional state is often within our control, and by mastering it, we can choose how we experience life. So, work on mastering your emotions, and you'll find that not only do your relationships improve, but you also attract people who are drawn to your calm and composed energy. Number 7. Master the art of listening. Listening might seem like a simple skill, but in reality, it's one of the most powerful tools you can develop in both your personal growth and relationships. When you truly listen, you're not just hearing words, you're understanding emotions, intentions, and the deeper meaning behind what's being said. This ability to connect on a deeper level makes you not only more attractive, but also more impactful in your relationships. In my interactions, especially with my colleague whom I was attracted to, I noticed that when I genuinely listened, the dynamics of our conversations changed. It wasn't about impressing them with what I knew or dominating the conversation. It was about giving them the space to express themselves fully. This created a stronger bond because they felt heard, understood, and valued. It was a lesson that taught me just how transformative listening can be. In relationships, mastering the art of listening can be a game changer. Think about a time when you were upset and needed someone to talk to. Now, imagine if the person you confided in was only half listening, more focused on what they wanted to say next, rather than truly hearing you. It's frustrating, right? But when someone truly listens, when they make you feel like what you're saying matters, it can strengthen the connection between you. This is especially important in romantic relationships, where feeling understood and valued is key to a strong bond. Listening also plays a crucial role in resolving conflicts. When disagreements arise, it's easy to get caught up in trying to make your point or defend yourself. But if you take a step back and really listen to the other person's perspective, you often find that conflicts are resolved more smoothly, with less tension. This approach shows maturity and a willingness to understand rather than just to be understood, which is incredibly attractive and fosters respect in any relationship. Moreover, mastering listening is essential when you're trying to build new connections. Whether it's with a potential partner or even in a professional setting, being a good listener sets you apart. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel heard and valued. It's not about saying the right thing all the time. It's about being present, giving your full attention, and responding thoughtfully. This creates a lasting impression and often leads to deeper, more meaningful relationships. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This quote beautifully encapsulates the importance of listening. By mastering this skill, you're not only enhancing your relationships, but also growing as a person. You learn more about others, gain new perspectives, and become someone others naturally want to be around. So, as we continue on this journey, remember that listening is an art, one that requires patience, presence, and empathy. When you master the art of listening, you not only strengthen your relationships, but also become more attractive because you're showing that you value others enough to truly hear them. Thanks for tuning in, folks. If you found value in this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. And if you haven't already liked this video, please go ahead and do it right now. This is the best time to show your support. And while you're at it, drop the affirmation once more, and this time declare it loud. I am worthy of attention. Your engagement helps us grow and continue bringing you powerful content. Remember, these 7 steps aren't just about getting attention. They're about reclaiming your power, your confidence, and your self-worth. So take these lessons to heart, apply them in your life, and watch how the dynamics shift in your favor. Stay strong, stay stoic, and I'll see you in the next video.